Yo! Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, she saw a UFO. Hello, everyone, welcome. Hello, how are you all? We've got Mountain Goat, who was previously known as the artist previously known as Red Ibex. DJ B2, hello, welcome all of you. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining us on this really interesting day. And as always, we shall begin with the Panwo TV live stream theme. So bear with me.
Conspiracies, government cover-ups, Earth mysteries, monster cryptids, cyber saucers, and black triangles are Panwo. Black goo and Antarctica, lizard kings from the seventh star, men in black and Queen Boudica are Panwo. Black goo and Antarctica, Kepler's from the seventh star, men in black and Queen Boudica are Panwo. Welcome to the Panwo Show. Once I was alone, I was petrified, thinking I could be abducted when the bins went out. And so I spent so many nights thinking about the gray that might be there. But I grew strong, and now I really couldn't care. Save me from the aliens, save me from the government, save me from the men in black who call. Save me from the skeptics, save me from the watchers. Justice must be done for Richard D. Hall. No more psyop whitewashes. No more left in fear. How long till disclosure comes? Is it really getting near? Is it really getting near? Is it really getting near? Or are we always gonna wonder? Are we never gonna know? Is it just a way to control souls created oh so many years ago? Save me from the sheeple, save me from the liars. Open up your eyes and see their false flag planned attacks. Save me from the grifters, save me from the spiteful mutant hacks. Our fear is their power, our obedience the same. Make quiet acts of integrity always be your aim. Make quiet acts of integrity always be your aim. Speak truth to power, always be the keeper of the flame.
Welcome everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing all right. I'm going to say a big hello to everyone who has joined us in the live chat tonight. I've got quite a few people already. We've got Mountain Goat, as I already said. Davis Blended Isolation is here. Nina Burns, welcome. Thanks for joining us, Nina. Nina's a regular out of her Panama Radio, and it's great you're here as well. Neil Peel, the Paranormal Peep Show. How do you do? Great to see you. I saw Neil a couple of days ago. We went to speak at something called Changing Times. You may have seen the trailer we did. So that actually took place. There'll be a video of that soon. We got Serastium. Hello, how are you? And Sweeps Foxman. Howdy all. Asking Ben to check his email. Gave him an animated things as well. Did you? Oh, right. Well, that's interesting, Sweeps, because I've already got this. Now, this is something that Sweeps has done for me, which is really cool. I'll do this quickly before I'll just go through the opening comments first, then we'll go to that. But we got Richard. Hello, Richard. Mountain Goat. How do you do? Nihilist Lives Matter. Nina, hey Nina. DJ B2. Big question this week. Is Rachel Reeves an alien economic saboteur? I don't know. I'll think about that. Pooja Pants. Reeves is reptilian. Love this music. It's cool, isn't it, Mountain Goat? Rhiannon actually composed that. All right, yeah, I will check that in a minute, Sweeps. And we got our Prime Minister's question. All right, we're talking a lot about Rachel Reeves. We have Woody Black, Nanu. Yes, indeed. And how you doing, Nanu? We have Woody Black. Hello, Tor Engen. Thanks for the email. It's good. I mean, I appreciate it because I think that ibex is a type of goat, isn't it? It's from the goat family. It's the national emblem of Switzerland. The ibex people were dressed as ibexes in that weird Gotthard tunnel opening thing, weren't they? Do you remember that? Hello, Green Tea. Hello, Sixth Son. For the love of God, please look into SPX 69,000. Join the movement. Is that to do with? Is that something to do with the Catholic Church, where they didn't join Vatican II or something, as Richard Williamson, a bishop, was involved in that. Ben, hat is a hate crime. The Rozzers will be knocking on his door. Is it this hat? Oh, blow It's actually the flag of Australia, yeah. Hello, Gerard King, how are you? An ibex can scratch its arsehole with its horns. That's more than I can do. I don't even have any horns. Hello, Greg. All right, how'd you? Right, okay, so this is what Sweeps sent me. Here we go. Now, this here, some of you've seen this. Well, this is actually an enhanced. He's enhanced this a bit. This was published by Dr. Stephen Greer a while ago. Do you remember this? I covered it in my video I made a whole video about the Cosmic Disclosure movie. Taken sometime in the 1920s, you see a group of men standing around what looks like an autopsy table, examining what looks like an alien. It's a very tall alien. It's got to be at least 7 feet tall. Excuse me. The big brown bit, the big brown stain in the middle and the broken corner is because this picture was very poor quality. It literally it'd been kept in a book, a bit like the Calvine photo with Craig Lindsay. This was some old lady who kept her grandmother. It was in her grandmother's book. But look what Sweeps has done. Well, thanks very much, Sweeps. He's done this here is an artificially intelligent, animated or designed reproduction of what it might have looked like when it was good quality, and this is what people might have seen. Really good. Thanks, Sweeps. Thanks very much. What I'll do is I will check my emails, because if you've left me something there, I'll just check it. Here we go. Sweeps has sent me something, has he? He has. Hang on. Let's have a go. Let's have a look through here. Here we go. Alien getting. There we go. All right. What's this? Let me just download it. How do I download it? Download. Wait a minute, Sweeps. I'll download it and I'll show people it. All right. Bear with me for this. But Sweeps has provided a... I'll move it to the right folder. First of all. It's tranche 2 I want. This. I think this is going to be cool. Oops. Be with you in a minute, ladies and gents. All right, here we go. Let's just go back to the beginning. Here we go. Look, you can surely see this. Look, this is by Sweeps Fox. Look at their faces. Take me to your leader. Well done. So they should have put his guts back in again, though, shouldn't they? Thanks, Sweeps. Thanks very much, guys. Okay, Phuket is here. How do you do? Borag Thungs Benanol. How do you do? I don't know what language that is. I got it, Sweeps. Cheers, mate. Like Alan Jones's music. It's so 2006. Oh, blimey. Is that bacon on its groin? Well, you see, it's hard to tell because the damage to the image. The damage to the image. It's hard to tell. But anyway, as you know, we are gathered here today because literally 2 weeks to the day after the first tranche of the Trump administration's release of the UAP files, it's happened again. The second tranche has come out. As I said, I've never heard the word tranche used in this context before. But let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at this is what you do. If you want to see this, you just go here to the www.war.gov.ufo. It's a great name that's a great URL, isn't it? That's fantastic. war.gov.ufo. Release 2. The Department of War has just released the second tranche of records under Pursue. Now, Pursue is I think it's the executive order that was given by Trump. The first tranche was released on May the 8th, 2026. We know because we covered it at the time, didn't we, Panmo TV viewers? Scroll down to review the second tranche, released 22nd of May, which is yesterday. And then there's Trump's thing again. This is just the usual. This is just the stuff that was we've already been through. Now, as it happens, I have already downloaded them all here. They're all here in this folder here. I've downloaded everything. So, and I've already opened the PDF. So we'll start with the PDFs. Simplest way to start. And I hope you can all see this. I'll just double check you can all see this. Yes, you can. Good. And we start, and here we go. See, intelligence information report. This looks like a photocopy of a photocopy. Sensitive. This is a CIA document. Sensitive intelligence sources and methods involved. This is November 1972 to November 1973. The Sari Shagan, that's a good name, Sari Shagan's weapons testing range. Source, it's all blanked out. Former Soviet citizen who served. Everything else is blanked out. This report reports limited information on the Sari Shagan weapons testing range, including facilities and work areas, security fencing, regional headquarters. That could be why it's all blanked out, because there's a lot of. There could be just a lot of stuff there that. There could be just a lot of stuff there they don't want us to see because it's to do with the actual workings of the range itself rather than to do with the UAP. And it says here, rumored laser research and unidentified aerial phenomena. Now, I didn't know they used the term unidentified aerial phenomena that long ago. I always thought UAP dated back to the Condign report, so it's a British term. It's since been adopted by the Americans as unidentified anomalous phenomena now. I still say UFO most of the time, unless I'm dealing with specific context like I am here. And but clearly it dated back at least to this year, 72 to 73. But as I said, the term UAP, it's unidentified aerial phenomenon. It was simply invented because the term UFO has too much cultural and sociological baggage. It's the connotations of it are basically nutcases like me, and the government doesn't want to be associated with those kinds of people and that kind of thing, so it invented a new term. Ironically, the term UFO designed, it was invented and coined by the Condon Committee in 1952 for the very same reason. But we loonies culturally appropriated UFO, so I think we should culturally appropriate UAP. So the government will have to pick another term, a third one. I'm just going to skim through some of this. I can't read it all. It gives you some details of the weapon that's being tested. Excuse me. UAP at Site 7, unidentified phenomenon, watching a sport competition. Oh, right. Between Canada and the USSR on television. He stepped outside for some air. Oh, yeah. One late summer in summer 1973, a source observed an UAP unidentified phenomenon. Again, Canada USSR sports competition, probably ice hockey. Observed a sharp, bright green circular object. A green or mass in the sky. The object was situated west of the site at an angle of sighting at approximately 70 degrees. The altitude is undeterminable. You can't always tell how far away, or how you need to know its range to get an idea of its scale. Therefore, you know its altitude, so you can triangulate that. No clouds in the sky. The mass would have been higher than cloud level. A source could not estimate the diameter of the object. This is a very professional observation here. They're not speculating on its size or its range or its altitude. Within 10 to 15 seconds, the green circle widened for a brief period of time. Several green concentric circles were formed outside the mass. Within minutes of the colouring disappeared. There was no sound such as an explosion associated with the phenomenon. The source has no opinion as to what this phenomenon was. There were no resultant rumours. All right, okay. And that's that done. So, I mean, clearly it's a weapons testing site. There may well be tactical nukes there. It could be that's their interest. Of course, they'll never admit that. Pantex, unidentified object incident report. Image from ground surveillance tower. And you see a little spot there. And they've enhanced it. They've enhanced this image here. Sandia Labs enhanced image of the object. Now, I'm sure the skeptics are saying this is a balloon, but is it? I mean, it could be one of these jellyfish type things. And then we have here a letter dated I got the Americans do the dates wrong, don't they? They do it backwards. That's 23rd of November 1970. I can't read that writing. Is there a printout of this like there was in the old? Remember the previous one? There was a printout. I can't read that. Can anyone read old-fashioned writing? Goodness me. I'm sorry that I comment. He must be a doctor, this bloke. Out the actual the times and dates go any. Escape me. I can something tell you that during the years 1948 through 1951, something sightings of green lights we've made at these usually occurred the early. All right, I think this may well be the witness. But hang on, look at the date though, 1970. It's earlier. It's too early to be the witness for the event we just discussed. That was 72 to 73. I can recall an evil instance of green light wavering in and out mountain peaks. This was all separated. Oh, I can't make out this. So I'm not reading all that. Goodness me. Anyway, what's this? We have here Pajarito Astronomers, and there's their address. Obviously, the stuff redacted there, probably just for data protection means, because this is a civilian organization. May the 20th, 1986. We're coming forward in time. Dear members, our next meeting will be Thursday, May the 29th, in the ranch room of Fuller Lodge, 7:30 p.m. Guest speaker will be Dr. John Warren. Not heard of him, but he says here, why should a scientist be concerned about UFOs? Well, That's an obvious answer, isn't it? People like Gary Nolan and Avi Loeb know all about that. And again, that's just like a letter for the Astronomers Club. I'm not going to read all this. Is very long here, but it's a secret document, previously secret, now declassified. Subject security inspection to the commanding general of Sandia Base. Now, Sandia Base comes up many, many times in these reports. A lot of this is just doesn't really. It seems to be all routine stuff. But this is huge. This file has how many pages? God, I don't know. But it goes all the way down here. Apparently, and there's some commentary that says there's basically a sightings report in here of a UFO somewhere in this very long document here. It carries on down here. There's these charts here. I think these may be like UAP reports, or UFO reports. Sandia Base, Mexico, 45 above the horizon, bluish green, 15 seconds. How the size of a fist at arm's length, slow, died out, and so yeah, these are like it says here. Look, general area of occurrence, apparent direction of flight, apparent altitude, course horizon, vertical color, train or trail, shape, sounds. Yeah, this is a standard UFO reporting form that many civilian UFO groups have these and publish these, like Bufora, and so it's quite likely that the Pentagon would also use them. And there's a whole list of these here. And we have it. That's is that a photo redacted or just a bad photocopy? Photograph of unknown aerial phenomena taken at Datil, New Mexico by Corporal Lurtis E. Stanfield. Right. I think these just may be badly reproduced. It may not be redacted, but I can't see. Oh, this is it. This blob here is it. I thought it was like a hole punch or something, or tea stain or something. I don't know. Lincoln La Paz. I've heard that name, but anomalous luminous phenomena. Now, I know that News Nation have been going through these. They've been going through these. I really do appreciate the people who've put together the various summaries and highlights, because they've been very useful to me, because I had to go off to work yesterday and today. I don't have time to do all this. This is more. I think this is more reports here. See, same thing. Course scenes. Yeah, there we go. It comes on like this. This is from 1949. It's quite a lot of stuff's quite old. Yeah, they did say the earliest documents from 1949, but they go on to the present day. And you'll see a more recent report in a minute. The next one is more recent, but it's quite mysterious. Yeah, see, this is just the back cover there. See, the back cover is included as well. So again, I don't have time to go through all this, but there's been people reading it. It sounds like UFO reports, and see, this is just tank destroyer center camp in Texas. I get a feeling. See, this is like maybe the illustrations. You get pictures there. Look, fixed, moving, etc. And what's this here? Right, this is interesting. We have here a piece of text here without any attribution at all. There's no names. There's no metadata. There's no description. There's no signature. There's no anything like that, or anyone. It's not addressed to anyone. It just says here, in late 2025, during the early daylight hours, a senior U.S. intelligence officer, along with colleagues and 2 pilots, departed our Joint Operations Center (JOC) in a helicopter. Our mission was to investigate loud thuds he had heard in the mountains on the test range, which coincided with unidentified aerial phenomena. This apparently is from last year. That's something they said on News Nation. That sightings reported over the previous several nights. We aimed to search the remote mountain areas for possible debris or objects that might explain orb-like sightings. But the thing is, they don't say exactly where this is. Just says it mentions mountains, test range. Say where. After leaving the JOC, we flew a low altitude map of the Earth route through the mountain range for several hours. Multiple times we spotted debris on the ground and descended for closer inspection. Each time we determined it was remnants from rockets and other projectiles that had crashed during years of weapons testing on the range. As we continued searching near areas of reported orb activity, we discovered a large cave entrance with no visible end in sight. Ooh, I bet there were giants in there, I bet. The terrain around the entrance offered no safe landing spot, so I instructed the pilot to orbit it several times for observation. We noted the location and pressed on. Running low on fuel, we headed to a prearranged rendezvous point to meet a ground team and let my colleague disembark. The two pilots and I then proceeded to a pre-positioned tanker on the range for refueling. Our plan was to return to base afterwards, but the JOC radioed with a request to search a nearby mountain for debris spotted by one of the ground teams. By this time, sun had set. The pilot switched to the forward-looking infrared, FLIR, and night vision goggles NVG, while I continued using the unaided naked eye. After a brief search of the mountain yielded no findings, the pilots began navigating back to the JOC at the end of the mission. I then received a message from the JOC. Radar had detected hits several miles up from our position, the same area where UAP activity had been observed on prior nights. I relayed this to the pilots, and we altered course to intercept. What followed was a series of close UAP encounters that lasted over an hour. All right. See, right, that's interesting. This is when it gets exciting. Right. Are they actually going to describe them? En route, ground teams reported spotting a UAP on FLIR, describing it as super hot, low to the ground, moving east and south at high speed. The object split into two and changed direction. Upon arrival, we scanned the areas using NVG FLIR and the naked eye. The ground team suddenly radioed the object had risen from the ground, approached within 10 feet of the helicopter, dropped below us, and then sped away. The pilots observed it through NVG, so it split in two as a smaller object emerged before it accelerated out of sight. We briefly pursued but broke off, unable to match its speed. At one point, the JOC informed us that several fighter jets had launched on a training mission in our operating area and requested their assistance in identifying the UAP. Right. Interesting. Again, it's the helicopter can't match its speed. Too fast. There's lots of observables here. But it just says here, it gives a very brief description here without really going into too much detail. Then it says, minutes later, the JOC directed us to nearby radar detections. We took up a hovering position approximately 700 feet above the ground, the above ground level, AGL. In the distance, we saw countless orange orbs swarming in all directions against the backdrop of the mountain. The display lasted several minutes before fading. Sounds like the ESETI Ranch, James Gilliland. The JOC then redirected us to our previous position based on fresh radar hits. I provided coordinates to the pilot, so we moved to intercept, hovering again at 700 feet AGL. Through NVGX, the pilots and I, using the naked eye, observed two large orbs flare up side to side close to the helicopter, stationary just above the rotor disc to our right. They were oval-shaped orange with a white or yellow center and emitted light in all directions. These balloons are incredible, aren't they? Yeah, what they can do. Hey, Mick West? After a few seconds, a third orb flared up below the pair, followed by a fourth below that, and a total of 4 or 5 in a T formation under the original two. Excuse me. Moments later, they dimmed in reverse order, remaining stationary until they vanished from view. The entire event lasted 10 to 15 seconds. That sounds like something. Sometimes they do that as a form of communication, I think, personally. I didn't take photos as I was focused on assessing what it was, whether it posed a threat. It's understandable. At this encounter, the pilots briefly considered landing due to the object's proximity, but opted to remain hovering at 700 feet AGL for further observations. We then spotted the fighter jets entering the visual range at about 23,000 feet AGL, or 100 feet, I don't know, identifiable by their blinking navigation lights. As watched from afar, the same type of orb approached directly above the fighters. They flared up one more time in horizontal formation, matching the jet's speed and flight path. Again, after 10 to 15 seconds, they dimmed sequentially and disappeared. This repeated several times as the jets transited to the airspace and eventually landed. I remarked to the pilots that it seemed the same orbs we had encountered were now chasing the fighters. We also observed orange orbs flaring up and down around us for several minutes, forming a distinct triangle before vanishing. Yeah, it's a repeat, isn't it? Repeat activity for the different aircraft. Low on fuel, the pilots decided to return to the JOC. After landing, I briefly spoke with them, mostly to express thanks. We were virtually speechless after these operations. I then entered the JOC for a quick debrief before driving home. And this is, I think, is the first time this has been discussed. Hope you guys are all right. I can't go through everyone's comments, but DJ says, I'm surprised that the steaming piles guy's not here. Yes, Steve Mumbling, where are you? David says, steaming piles mumbling. Isn't a skeptic, I guess, what he actually is. Who knows? Maybe he's become a woo-woo. People do change their minds. Now, the videos are interesting. Now, I've downloaded all the videos. I don't actually have to. I won't play them all together. But you see, the thing about the videos is they're over 3 hours running time if you end to end. So the playtime is. So what I'll do is I'll just go through the ones. I might have to skip forward a few. This is interesting. I know where some of the highlights are. Right, yeah. Okay, you see 3 boats going along, and then something skims the water to their right. Do you see that? Was it 2 objects? They leave a slight wake. Yeah. Okay. Here's the second one. Apparent instantaneous acceleration. Right, yeah, they've actually edited this and put some slow motion. This is in Syria, someone slow motion repeats. This is somewhere in Syria. There's no soundtrack. Only one of these videos has a soundtrack. You see, video, it goes to instant acceleration. And that is amazing. That is really amazing. So someone has actually enhanced this for us. As you see, a lot is blacked out here. Unlike the unlike the Nimitz footage, this was officially released, not leaked, so all the metadata's blanked out. What's interesting is that you get that instantaneous acceleration. Now, one person was on News Nation earlier saying that this is simply the camera losing track. Well, if you see quite clearly, you see the camera doesn't actually change its. You see the camera is still panning in the same direction. It doesn't pan away. So it loses track of the object, but you see the frame. You see by the background passing through the frame that it's not panning in a different direction, or it's not losing focus, which means it's clear the object is moving. It's the object moving. 5%. This is really the ultimate slowdown speed. Look at that. Look, the acceleration is extraordinary. This just goes on. It's more of the same. It kind of like that's that done. So we'll go on to the next one. There's a lot to get through here. Right, we have these are objects here. 4 objects in a row. It's hard to see what the altitude is of these objects because or what their movement is in relation to the plane. Because remember, we've been caught out before by mistaking parallax for the movement of the actual objects. But the sea, it's clearly taken over the sea, probably by the US Navy. It's quite a long one, this one. I mean, I'm going to skim through some because they literally just like film these things. What's this? There's at least some more objects here, I see. It's a pity this is such poor quality. It could be because it's cropped. It could be the reason it's look at the pixelation. It's like a really old-fashioned. Again, it could be because it's just simply cropped from a larger image. See, that's just white noise to me. It looks like an old TV out of focus. Right, this is some street somewhere. Impossible to know where, with cars parked there, and you see an object fly past. Is that again? it seems to be moving backwards and forwards. Is that just simply an illusion caused by the, relative movement, or is it actually moving in that way? Now, again, this is cropped. You can see. Look at the crosshair, the reticule. This is clearly cropped from a larger image, so it's difficult to tell. Again, poor quality as well indicates it's been cropped. It's quite long. See, this is like quite a long one, so I'll just. You see it going through the clouds there. It appears to be at least above some of the clouds, which gives it a kind of range. Oh, this is interesting. Look, this was on News Nation earlier. This has structure. Look, this is interesting. It appears now it appears to have a kind of structure. It appears to be like square. Is it square? Well, this may be a different object. I don't know. But look, it's square and long and thin, like a tablet. Or it's oblong rather, and it's look at the movement, man. Look at the movement. Unfortunately, again, black boxes everywhere. But News Nation, get out of the way. Yeah, that's very strange. I've seen some of the commentary on this, but not all of it. I'm trying to approach this with my own unique perspective. Now, the trail it's leaving behind, is that a smoke trail? Is it a heat? Is it heat coming at the back of it? If this is infrared, or is it simply mark on the phosphor of the camera? Remember that strange, that Rotary Club type thing. We joked about it being the Rotarians, the big compass rose that was flying around that people wrongly thought was a flare on a parachute. It wasn't actually, but yeah, that's that one. Next. That's one I'm looking forward to getting to. Now, this was actually covered. This is a subject I covered several years ago, and there's a resolution to it. Again, this isn't very interesting, but I say not very interesting. Comparatively, not very interesting. You see an object moving around like that. Yeah. It's odd that we would think of some UFO footage as not very interesting. This goes to show, doesn't it, how things have changed. What's this? Not know what's going on there. Okay. Oh, what's this one? Zoomed in. All right. Oh, what's this? See, this is weird because there's this big black thing here, and there's also these other objects. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what they are. What the hell is that? Was this? I got the feeling this might have been taken from space, actually, because it looks very like one of the STS images. I think this might have already been published independently by NASA. Again, it's got this trail behind it. That could be several things, but it's poor quality. The original video. Yeah, here we go. So you see, you got these objects here. I mean, what are they? And here's, yeah, I think I've seen this before. I've seen this one before. This is not a unique publication. It's different to how it was shown before, though. I think it was like a visual image last time. This is obviously like infrared. Can't see much here. There we go. See, there's a little object there. All right, what's that there? Something moves across the top of the image. There we go. There's not a lot of explanation that comes with these objects. Some of them are given locations, so you kind of know where they are. Like I said, the blob that accelerated really fast was from Syria. And no one can say that's like camera action, like the gimbal was. Some people claim the gimbal was just the camera moving. The gimbal, there we go. I bet the skeptics are going, oh, it's a pity these black boxes covering like the head-up data. Oh, if only we could see that, we could debunk it. I bet they're thinking that. Oh, they deliberately they did that so we couldn't debunk it. I bet they're going to accuse the Department of War playing up with the woo-woos now, saying, "Well, we'll blank out this stuff this time so they can't use it to debunk the head-up data." That's a ship of some kind, a cargo ship or something. What's it doing? Seems to be just sitting there or moving very slowly. What am I looking for, guys? Okay. Is that, I think, I don't know what that is. That's a type of boat, I think. It's that the Omaha. I think that might be the USS Omaha, actually, because it has a kind of triangle shape to it. I don't know what these objects are. Are they in the sky or on the sea? That's an oil. It looks like some kind of oil rig there. See, that's like some kind of oil rig. Hmm. This is interesting. Look, you get like there's some structure on that. You can see its shadow. It's alternative like shadow sides, and it's. I don't know. I get the feeling this is distinctly flying close to the sea surface. The focus is the same for the waves as it is for this object. Oh, bloody black boxes! Looks like it's changing direction. Is it leaving a wake? Because if it leaves a wake, that means it's very close to the surface or touching the surface. Hmm. That's interesting. Unfortunately, that picture quality deteriorates. Okay, we have now. This is a place somewhere. Look again. The architecture looks kind of Middle Eastern, North African. When you look at those houses, flat tops, small windows. See the object there? It's hard sometimes to see what they're actually looking at. This is better quality imagery now. This reminds me of the MH370 images. Do you remember them? Ashton Forbes. Anna Paulina Luna has been talking about these videos for a while because this collection is the very videos she wanted to get released, and now they are. But I wish they get out of the way. I can see the object there. You see it there? Again, seems to be. Is it going through the clouds? I think it went through that cloud there. It's coming out the other side. Right. Very poor quality again. I mean, I know that they're not. This is gun cameras, and they're not. These gun cameras are not designed to take pretty pictures. They're designed to identify and detect and identify contacts and discern them as threats if necessary. Yes. Again, that's not very clear. That one. Okay, next one. Oh, this is more. This is better quality images. We have the ship. We can even see this name here, Cianis. You can even see the name of the ship, and it's in color. It's visual and it's in color. I'm gonna leave this playing for a while. Actually, while I take a quick break, and yeah, it's 4 minutes or so to go. And you can tell me when I get back whether there's anything interesting in it. Right, I see. There's something there. You don't have to tell me. I can see there's clearly something there. That's a jellyfish type thing, isn't it? Yeah, look. I saw one of those. See, the problem is the jellyfish type UFOs look like balloons. That's the problem. So the skeptics can always say they were balloons. See, it's got something hanging down from it. It could be a balloon. See? Maybe that's just a balloon. But then why is it in a classified UFO file then? There we are. Yeah. Anyway, guys, how are you getting on? How's things going? Let's just have a look at you. David Spence in isolation. The gimbal is still the best one of this lots of gun camera footage. It's certainly quite considerably. I think it's an important video. Yeah. I don't know which is actually. I put it above the others. Hello, Nocturnal Frequency. How do you do? Nice to see you again. Any new people? Tessa, how do you do, Tessa? Repeat of release one, old junk. Well, not entirely, Tessa. There was some new stuff there. Alex, yeah, that's not a plane, man. He says it, doesn't he? The pilot says it, yeah. Yeah. Hello, Alex. Alex, yeah. I think the full color with audio of the guys on the airport is pretty freaky. Which one's that? I can't remember which one that is. Anyway, we'll carry on. Let's carry on with the next exciting video. There we go. We're getting through them. There's quite a lot to do. And as I said, we can't right. Oh, this is like an enhancement. That looks like one of those they call them jetpack men. Now this is funny because Sarah Gam was talking about that on News Nation earlier. The jetpack man, and some people call them plasma man, or the Michelin man even. And Ross Coulthard said it reminded him of the Ghostbusters Marshmallow Man. They've been now. I remember these sightings of men with jetpacks. I remember this from years ago, and they were like actually hanging around airports and stuff like that, commercial airports. Again, this is cropped. You can see the low quality. There's the reticule. They were often spotted hanging around commercial airports, and they caused like some couple of airport shutdowns, and they were explained as people using jetpacks to keep them in the air. Now, this seemed very unlikely. It reminds me of, and Christina Gomez makes this point. This was also the explanation for the strange Amazon face peelers. Do you remember that incident from Peru, that horrible incident where there were strange creatures flying around. And wind farms again. Wind farms. Is it going behind the object? Say if it goes behind the object, then you've got like a range. You can see if it actually includes the object or the object includes it. Because remember the last time 2 weeks ago, when there was a release, we could clearly see the objects were going behind the wind turbine. Well, so the skeptics were saying, "Oh, it's just bad perspective and it's a mistake about parallax, and the object is much closer to the aircraft." You could clearly see the object was not close to the aircraft; it was actually passing behind the wind turbines. Anyway, the jetpack explanation doesn't make sense. Jetpacks are not easy to get hold of. They're very expensive and they cost about £500,000 each. And they are strictly licensed, and you need specialized training to operate them safely without killing yourself. And, loggers in the Amazon, I mean, the loggers in the Amazon do horrible things. They harass local people in the most violent way. They go in with baseball bats, they set fire to houses, occasionally people get killed, things like that. They don't use £500,000 jetpacks to make the people think there are aliens in the jungle to scare them off. No, they scare them off with baseball bats and flamethrowers. You don't need to make up aliens to scare people out of their traditional homeland so you can cut the trees down in their jungle. Unfortunately, look at that. How long does this go on for? It just carries on like this, following it. But there you see. I think this is actually. This looks like it might be. Is it the same as the object we saw as the video we saw last week? Because it appears the object is going in the opposite direction. Because in the video from last time, it was going from left to right. This time, it's going from right to left. And you see, it's not. You see here, there's a compass thing. It says north there. So it's not just like a mirror image, but it appears to be going. See, there's several objects. There's several objects in the. What's it say? There's like information there. UAP original clip recording. Recording of. See, again, I think this is different footage, and you see this jetpack man, or this what they call these types of UFO. Passing by wind turbines, obviously close to the surface. There's something else there. Looks like some kind of ship or boat. All these wind turbines reminds me of when I was going to the Isle of Man. Do you remember that a couple of years ago of Mongoose and Man, my video, where I filmed the journey from England across the Isle of Man, and there was like wind farms all the bloody way. We just sailed all it was like almost 4-hour journey. It was all just wind farms, constant wind farms. Where are we now? Come on in. Let's go. There we go. There we are. It's very similar to the thing we saw before. To what we saw before. Again, I want to see if it's actually. I think that went in. You can't. The problem is because it's like bright white. You can't always. The two images tend to merge. I want to see if it actually goes in front of or behind. I want to see the layering of this. I think that one went behind that. I think it went behind. Which would mean it's close to the surface, and yeah, it's going behind some of them. Strange, isn't it? Wonder what it is. It's obviously inspecting us to see if we're meeting our net zero requirements and reporting back to HQ on Zeta Reticuli. And you see it passes by that ship. I wonder if the sailors on the ship saw anything. Because sailors do see things, a lot of things, and they do report them. Both naval and merchant sailors will report strange encounters. That's quite a lot. See, that's a long video there. That's 10 minutes. Okay, next one. What's this one doing? It's moving. Is the camera moving or it? You can't always tell. We have here. Oh, it's a bunch of objects. Again, a cluster. Angry Astronaut made a video about these. There's a fleet of them. And it splits into two fleets. Oh, someone's going to say it's geese. They said that about the Lubbock lights. Oh, it's geese. Geese don't glow in the dark, mate. This, again, oh god, this looks like old John Logie Baird's first TV demonstration. Terrible. Next one. Oh, we have this is looking down on a landscape. Oh, there you see. Look, that's the objects. Oh, look. What's that? 3 of them. There's more. Look. Wow. Oh, yeah. It's the. I think that might be the same oil platform that we saw earlier. Oh, look. What's this? It's just moving. Now, I know what the skeptics will say. This is the camera motion, not the object's motion. What's this? It's like a dangling thing. Is that another jet? It's another Jetpack Man thing. Yep, it's another Jetpack Man type object. Yeah. Some of these, there are better quality ones coming. They're not all this bad. They're not all. There are some really good quality ones coming. Obviously made with visual cameras, quite high definition. Now we have here. Again, it's like a fleet of them in like a V formation. The Lubbock lights are actually much more like the Phoenix lights. What's that there? I'll go back a bit. You see a number of like these objects. The color indicates temperature. Oh, dear. Whoops. I see. Oh, look at this. This is better, isn't it? This is over some desert landscape somewhere. I see that black ball. It's like a black sphere or disc. It's casting a like shadow. Look, it's quite close to the ground. It's casting a shadow. That's weird. Yeah, that's a good one. That. This I think is similar. I think it may be a similar landscape, certainly. Look, there we are. What's that? This is a white one this time. This is visual, obviously, so that's probably its true color. It's not infrared. It's that little white thing there. What's it doing? This is again. I think that might be is that a harbour wall or something? Is that a harbour? This is the sea. There was actually someone sent me an image of like UFO reports. A lot of them are around coastlines, and the UK seem to be getting more of them than most do, and than most other countries for some reason. And I don't know if that's because the number of reports, or simply because of the presence of the phenomenon. Maybe they're just not reported as much in other countries in Europe. But that's very like the gimbal, isn't it? It's very like the gimbal. Well, the Tic Tac rather. It's more like that's very like the Tic Tac. And I suggest you could the connection between UFOs and coastlines is. I actually tweeted about this. I said there's like it's because this is like the transmedium point where they move from USO to UFO, and they then head inland to do whatever business they do inland before returning to the sea where they seem to come from. This doesn't mean they originate in the sea. It could be that's just where they're staying. They have. Oh look, did that just burst apart? Look at that. It's like it broke apart, didn't it? Look. Or it seems to consist of more than one object that flew apart. I'm not sure I can see. Was it? Yeah. There was a moment where it kind of like broke apart. It looked like it like broke apart. Yeah, strange because it's now more than one object. You can see that maybe it's just because it's clearer. It's more than one object. It's like a row of them or a fleet, like we've seen before. Interesting, because in that description that anonymous description. Oh, look, it's like triangular shape now, or three in a triangle. In that anonymous description that I read earlier from the helicopter pilots, they described the object splitting into two and carrying out strange maneuvers that seem to be repeated with the fighter aircraft as they were with the helicopter. This is a common thing, the three together in a triangular formation. Angry Astronaut did a video saying he says it's to do with something to do with their energy, or their propulsion system. You get the three together. Very odd. Let's move on to the next one. This is definitely a harbour. Look, there's some ships there. Oh, let's have a look. Again, coastlines. You get them a lot on coastlines. Come on, what are we looking for? Shame there's no soundtrack. There we go. There are soundtracks on one of them. Like I said, one of them has a soundtrack. Here we go. The pilot then spots something. There it is. Heading out to sea. Because obviously on the Nimitz footage, which is leaked rather than released, you have the head-up display metadata, and indeed you hear the pilots' voices talking to each other, which is very interesting. You get a lot of information from that, which you don't get on this. What's that? It's getting quite close. Is that a second one? Look, there's two. There's one up there, I think, as well. Just at the top of the frame. Here we go. That's the second one. They're flying very close. I mean, it seems to be like spinning. It's like in a regular shape that's spinning. That's what it looks like to me. A skeptic will say this is a bird flapping its wings, but you'll see later that there's actually, you'll see a piece of footage where there are birds and the UFOs in the same frame, and so you could tell quite easily which one is which. Yeah, wow. Sorry to rush through these guys, but I can't. I don't have time to watch them all end to end. Unfortunately, we'll be here all night if we do that. It's a color one again, and this is a color visual. And what's this? Again, it's cropped. It's bad quality. But it's we have another. It's similar to the one we saw with the black circle. Remember? It's a black disco sphere. Wow. I just realised I haven't done the notice comments. I'll take a break in a minute and do the notice comments for a change. Yeah. After this one, we'll do the notice comments and anything else in the notes. Well, look. What's that? I think this might be connected to the previous image the previous color visuals we saw. It's the same, yeah, with a black object. Anyway, guys, what I'll do is I'll just go back to come off that and just say hello to everyone. Here and we have Hachi who says here, Ben, we were looking at this stuff when KBS was with us. They've now got TR9s and anti-gravity. That's our own military. You, Ben. I love you, Ben. Oh, thanks, Hachi. It's not our own military. I mean, for several reasons. Firstly, the antiquity. We're talking about some of these reports go back a long way, sometimes over a century. Secondly, it's the behavior of our military wouldn't be kind of like staring at them like this if it was our own military. And they wouldn't, if these are experimental aircraft, they wouldn't be flying them around carrier battle groups of our own size. You could easily get like what they call a blue on blue incident in which people could get killed, where there's a friendly fire and there's some mistake and people start shooting, and before you know it, people could be killed. And Alex said here, yeah, I wish the testimony held more weight, to be honest. One guy talking about orbs flying up next to his helicopter, split it in two. Another describes green rings. Yeah, they were in the articles. They were in the documents we read. And again, these were anonymous, unsourced, not addressed to anyone. Yeah. Some of these are undoubtedly balloons. I think maybe could be some of them are, but I mean, I don't know what they're doing in a classified file then. Okay, so guys, what I'll do now is I'll just go for your notice comments. I'm going to keep the notice for a while. I'll explain why in a minute, but we have here, pardon me, 6EQUJ5, the wow signal first. Well done, wow signal. And then Neil Peel says here, we got here, Neil Peel, the Paranormal Peep Show. Good job I spotted this, Ben. Otherwise, your Saturday would be spent watching reruns of Casualty, lol. Oh, God, not Casualty. Casualty, it's one of the most patronizing portrayals of hospital porters I've ever seen. And that takes some beating. Pooja Pan says, I'll be mad with myself if I missed this. Well, luckily you didn't. You're here. And this is interesting. We now have someone called Nick Graham Taylor, who posts here, hi Ben, we met at the and he refers to something that I discussed solely in my Alltech exclusive video. I don't see your video about the Brill event yet. And I then said underneath, I explained what all regular viewers know, and he doesn't know this yet, but I said here, good to hear. Hi Nick, good to hear from you. I remember you appear in the video like I promised. I'm afraid I can't upload it to YouTube. It's only on Alltech. If you watch my video called It's a White People Thing that I uploaded a few days ago, it'll give you instructions on how to find it. Hope you enjoyed the day. That's right, yeah. I'm going to leave this notice up just because Nick might want to come and reply to me. I want him to see my reply to him. So, and I won't delete it until at least for a while, or until I know that he has seen it. Because this was someone I met when I was making my Alltech exclusive, and I did a quick interview with him. And Sweeps Foxman says, well, Ben, I gave you a fifth thumbs up for the hell of it. Thanks, Sweeps. Hopefully Dagang will all be there tonight. No, we don't expect any groundbreaking smoky gun stuff. we should include plasma beings, entities, since they've been with us for eternity, sort of like cosmic jokers. In other matters, carry on screaming or join the fight for disclosure, huh? Yeah, exactly. Yes, join the fight, I'd say. Carry on screaming. We'll leave that to the backslappers. The plasma beings we have discussed. They are basically the jetpack men, as Sarah Gam calls them. Yeah, definitely. I'm just adjusting my notes. I'm just cutting off all the things we see. I should point out that Eric Burleson is claiming that the government they're actually just they're just publishing easily debunkable videos, ones that you can easily get, you can easily cast aside, rather than the serious stuff, because they're trying to gaslight us and mess with us. I hope not. Anyway, Sweet, did you give that photo to Miles? He could have told you the low-flying UFO at Alien Mountain Lockmore at our pirate radio station. He has mentioned several UFO incident sweeps when he was in the Irish pirate radio scene. Yeah, definitely. I haven't that photo. I didn't have time to pass it on to him, but I think he's seen that photo. I mean, it came out with that Cosmic Disclosure movie that Greer brought out a while ago. Anyway, guys, let's carry on with these videos. Let's do a few more of these. All right. Okay, let's go to. There we go. What's this? All right, here we have another urban scene. Impossible to tell where. Again, the middle looks Middle Eastern. The architecture, Middle Eastern or North African. Of course, the U.S. military is very busy, so. Excuse me. Oh, see, someone just flew past. I've seen several videos like that, actually. There's several that have already been published which show, a helicopter looking down and something suddenly just zips across. There's been several like that. Oh, here we go. See, there it is. A color visual one. Don't know what that is. It seems to be moving at a steady pace. Hard to classify that one. And that there, I think, is a plane. That's and again, it's not very good quality. Heavy zoomed in a lot. That's a plane, I think. But look, looks what's flying next to the plane. Is that a Tic Tac? It's above the clouds here. That reminds me of the MH370 footage again. Now, this is a very interesting one. This has been doing the rounds as one of the highlights. And I'll just explain a little bit of background to this one. This has been all over News Nation. Here we have, this is very distinct, it's good quality image here. We have a submarine. It's possible to tell what type. Apparently it's not US Navy. It's impossible to tell who it's from, but this was somewhere apparently this was in the Persian Gulf, so it may well be from Iran. And it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there. It's not It's on the surface, not moving. Some people claim that the fact that it's got this stream of heat coming out of its back, its stern, means that it's actually recharging. It's a non-nuclear submarine recharging its batteries. So it could be it. But the important thing is to look at the things around. Now, some people are saying look at these things. Now, some of this is reflection on the water. So it's glinting on the water here. But you will see soon something strange happen. I mean, the plane is clearly just monitoring that submarine. It probably is from an adversary nation. It's just checking it what it's doing, checking it's not getting too close to the US fleet. And now, what's interesting about this is because some people try to explain this phenomenon away as there we are. See, look, there's one. Some people are claiming these are seagulls, but except you will see there are actually seagulls also in this image here. With you can see distinctly they're different. Their movements are different. Their wings are flapping. There's another one. So it appears that the U.S. Navy is not the only people watching that submarine. And as you know, a lot of USOs are detected underwater by subs. They're detected on sonar. And indeed, there's a guy called Vladimir Zhazha, a Russian guy, who was formerly a submarine officer in the Soviet Navy. He's now a prominent ufologist, and he said that they used to pick them up on their hydrophones, the Soviet submariners, and they used to call them kvak kvak, which means the croakers. Here's that sub again, and they thought there's some kind of American secret weapon that the U.S. Navy was deploying against them. They sounded like frogs croaking. And what's weird is that I wouldn't be surprised at all if, as a parallel to the World War II Foo Fighters scenario, that American submarines were also picking these things up on their sonar and their hydrophones, and they were also making the same noise. And they probably have a different nickname for them, Pepe or something, I don't know. And they probably may think there's some kind of Soviet and later on Russian secret weapon. There's another one going past, see? And clearly now the pilot of whatever aircraft this is lost interest in the submarine, is now following the UFOs. Did that go into this? See, some people say that went under the water. It actually dipped into the water and came out again. Others are saying it's just simply the resolution of the image means that it just lost. It's on the bare limits of its resolution. But here you can see some more of them here, and therefore it just disappeared briefly on the film. This is one of the most interesting, I must say. And indeed, it's been highlighted in the news quite a lot. Look at that one move. Did you see that one take off? Right, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, because sometimes you think you see patterns in the water, that you think that is a UAP, or it's not. But I think we see more of the submarine now. It'd be interesting. Did the sailors on the submarine see anything? Because there would have been a number of them up on the bridge. You could actually almost see the men standing on the top of the conning tower there. Did they see anything? Have they been interviewed? It could be because if they are Iranian or from another adversary nation, it could be they're not allowed to talk to American investigators. But I hope they are. I hope they do get to be. There's another one. See, it's up the top there. I chose a still from this video for the notice footage. You probably saw. There it is. There. It seems to be. It does look like it's like dipping in and out of the water like a flying fish. Well, that's what it is, says Mick West. No, no, come on, mate, come on. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating. Okay, next one. Well, this is not very. I don't know. Well, there's too many black boxes and the frame's not very good. There's. Don't know what it's leaving behind some kind of contrail. It's a plane of some kind. I don't think that's an alien. No, that's nothing. I don't think that's alien. Okay, what's this one? Now, we're familiar with this kind of head-up display here. You see the artificial horizon. This is what you see in the gimbal footage, and this here indicates the aircraft banking. And there we are. See, What's that? Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Short and sweet. What's that? Can't really tell anything about that one. Next one. Oh, this is interesting. Big black box. Or is that like some massive redaction? Is the Venn diagram of redactions and yes. This is an amazing one. This is what I've been waiting for, the Lake Huron footage. Yes. This is the Lake Huron shoot down. What's that there? Strange. Now this is one of the most interesting. Yes. Oh, look, Nina says here, Melbourne, Australia was rife with UFO activity in the 60s and 70s. Look at Frederick Valentich case over the Bass Strait. Yeah, that's a very interesting, but it's a very tragic case, Nina, because Fred disappeared. He's never been seen again. And his last words to air traffic control was, "That's not an aircraft that was following him." There's also, of course, the Westall case, which David knows very well, knows an awful lot about. Now, how many of you remember Object Gate? This is going back about over 3 years now. Object Gate. I'm just going to find it. I'm just going to find the details. I'll just let you see what I'm doing here. Here we go. Right, do you remember this? Chinese spy balloon thingamajig over Alaska, another thingamajig, etc., etc. I did an interview with someone there, bitter and sweet. Object Gate Yukon photo. What's this? It's all gone quiet. Yeah. Yep, there's a lot of these kind of videos I made. Lake Huron press conference, right? Yeah, the Lake Huron thing. How many of you remember this? Lake Huron press conference live stream. This is Monday the 13th of February 2023. This is going back a few years now, guys. But I did what happened was there was that Chinese balloon that went over the United States, was shot down over North Carolina. Then three more objects appeared, and they just called them objects. One was shot down near off over Alaska, and there was a big crash retrieval thing. There was a guy who actually discovered it. He actually filmed it, and just got one of the oil workers. Then there was another one that was shot down over Yukon, Canada, and then another one was shot down over Lake Huron. Now this is apparently, Sweep says here, lol, what's this? Hello? Lol, a sub-captain might want to surface if being chased by a 200-mile-per-hour USO. It's actually happening when these are detected. Right, Sweeps, maybe you're right. Maybe that's an interesting point. Maybe the fact that the submarine surfaced, which it shouldn't do if it's in hostile territory, and just shut off its engines and just decided to drift, was because of the presence of those objects. Maybe it decided it was safer to be on the surface in case they were attacked or something. Yeah, good point. Nina Burns, I remember Object Gate. It was, who could forget it? I mean, it's amazing. The Lake Huron incident. Now, what we're looking at here is apparently footage of the shooting down of the Lake Huron object. Pardon me. So let's look at it again. Again, there's no soundtrack on this, but you see a plane approach what looks like a balloon, and then there's something happens. It looks like something splatters on the windscreen. You see what even looks like a windscreen wiper wiping it off. There we are, and it's slowly getting bigger and bigger. And you see an object there. Now, I don't know if that's a balloon. It could be a tadpole for all I know. It could be a microscopic image of a sperm. I don't know. And there's a second object you see, a white thing there, nearby. This apparently is the destruction of the Lake Huron balloon. Boom. It looks like it almost looks like windscreen wipers wiping something off, but it's not windscreen wipers, obviously, there. But the plane obviously just blows up the object. Now, this was never designated a balloon in the press conference. And there's this second thing there. Look, you see there's a second thing there accompanying it. So is that really a balloon? I mean, on News Nation, they were saying it probably was. But is it? You see, I can't actually tell what it is. I mean, it does just kind of resemble a balloon. Oops. Where's this pause button? There we go. It could be a balloon. It could be like, there's the envelope there and there's the payload, whatever it is, dangling down. In the press conference, they just said it was an object. They wouldn't describe it as anything other than an object. They actually did describe it as something. They didn't even describe what it was like. They said it did have something dangling beneath it. Doesn't make it a balloon. And indeed, without more information, we can't possibly know. And this was the complaint they were making on News Nation. Even the guy who said, tried to debunk this as a balloon and said, the Lake Huron object was just a balloon. Even he said, look, we need more information to certify that. You see, what happened was the object actually crashed into the lake. Now, Lake Huron is one of the Great Lakes. And it landed on, unlike the incident with the original Chinese balloon, which was shot down specifically at just the right point, that it would land. It wouldn't land on land; it would land in the sea, so it wouldn't hurt anyone. But it landed on just off the coast on the continental shelf, where it was only about 200 feet deep, which meant it would be quite easy to salvage. Now, apparently the lake where this incident happened is about 700 feet deep. This means that a salvage operation will be much more difficult. Not impossible, but much more difficult. And so we don't know exactly whether there has been a crash retrieval operation at Lake Huron. We don't know that. Nothing's been reported by people who use the lake as transport. Green Tea said, I live not far from where the Chinese spy balloon flew. Supposedly flew over the top of an Air Force base. It was a psyop. I don't know, was it a psyop? I mean, the balloon was real. It existed. And it was shot down. It was popped. Do you remember I actually covered it at the time when they popped the balloon with a fragmentation missile warhead, or a fragmentation warhead on the missile. And so it went straight down from 60,000 feet. Hello, Arch Channel. Is this disclosure? I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not, but it's a step along the way. It's a step in the right direction. I think it's Green Tea. I mean, I don't know. You see, this was really, really weird. It was a really weird time when they were reporting then objects were being shot down, and then objects were being shot out the sky, and they would only call them objects. They wouldn't call them. They would say what they were. They wouldn't call what they were. Hello, Boyle. Hi, Wow Signal. How are you? Alex Jones says, I'm sure Hobart it is a part of disclosure. Yeah, me too. Me too. Anyway, let's move on to the next exciting video in this series. There's some audio clips as well I want to play as well that have come from NASA. Whoops, come on in. Oh, here we go. Right, this is interesting. This is one with a soundtrack.
Right here. We don't know. Yes, you don't know. It's not normally that. Yeah, that's not the place.
That's very short. But you see an object. It's a nighttime scene. This apparently is in Kazakhstan. And so Borat, it's probably something to do with Borat. But anyway, you see some people talking. They're speaking English, which means they're tourists or servicemen on deployment or something, and they are describing what they're seeing.
Light here. No.
There's a light there.
You don't know it's not normally there? Yeah. That's not the place.
That's not something, he says. That's not the something. He says that's not the something.
Yeah. That's not the place.
That's not something. Now, of course, a skeptic would say that was the moon poking out from behind the clouds. It's the moon. It's the moon sometimes does look like that. Some more lights in the foreground. Strange, aren't they? Yeah. Right. Let's carry on. That's in Kazakhstan, apparently. What's this? Oh, this is a... What's that? It's a shame it's too small. It looks like some kind of... Oh, I can't see what that is. It looks like some kind of cross-shaped thing. It could be a... Looks like a plane to me. Oh, look, there's an object with it. Look, see? That's a plane, I think, but then something appears beside it. There, look. This is like a white sphere. These white spheres, these small white spheres are becoming more common, actually. I've noticed. As if there may be different aliens are now visiting us that use these things, rather than the ones that use the classic saucer or triangle. Oh, yeah, that's strange. Yeah, that's odd. Okay, so we have to get another object here. Is that the UFO? Sometimes I think some of these are stars. It may be stars in infrared or something. That is the UFO. Let's see how it changed course. Or was so again? Skeptics will say that's camera motion, not the motion of the object. That doesn't explain all of them. It doesn't explain the big one in Syria that went like that. A big black. What's that? Is that big black box straight in front of it? All right. Okay. Oh yes. There it is. There. Well, interference. Obviously, the alien it doesn't want to be seen. What did it do? Did it land in the sea? So there we go. There's something going on there. What's that there? It's like the Tic Tac. Do you remember? No. Sorry, that's not actually. That's part of the. That's something on the camera. I thought that might be something on the sea. Do you remember David Fravor saying there was this thing just under the surface where the Tic Tac was stopping, like making foam on the surface of the water? A large object like a submarine near the surface. It was making like foam, and the Tic Tac stopped directly over it. So, that's not it though. Okay, we're nearly through them now, guys. It's been quite tiring going through all these. I said I couldn't do enough time to go through them all. Whoa, we have a nice bright. I love a nice bright color image. Oh, it's gone back to normal. It's gone back to infrared or grayscale. Now, this is interesting because look, you can see by the waves. This is clearly being filmed. This is not being filmed from the air. I would say it's being filmed from the deck of a ship because look at the way the waves are moving. It's not so no one can say that this is a parallax issue or it's actually only going at 40 miles an hour when it's supposed to be go fast. There we go. What's that? Oops. Don't know what those things were. I mean, most of these things are not debunkable, I would say. I know a lot of the skeptics are saying, oh, yes, it's balloons, seagulls. But I know Eric Burleson said the government were deliberately putting things out that are easy to debunk. But clearly, that does not account for all of them. There we go. What's that? Oh, look. Now, again, is that camera movement or is that the movement of the... Oh, no, it's... What's that there? Oh, it is camera... See, look, that is... All right. That's camera movement because they're looking down at some kind of platform there, you see. So that is camera movement. There's the platform. See, I thought that might be a UFO moving across the camera, but it's not. It's the platform. That's Sealand, isn't it? That's the Principality of Sealand, I think. The smallest country in the world. It's on a little platform off the coast of Essex. That is Sealand. Does Sealand have its own UFO sightings, I wonder? Is there a Sealand UFO Research Association? I don't know. Oh, look, there they are. Look, strange things there. Oh, leave it. It's smaller than the Vatican. It's the smallest country in the world. Leave them alone. Okay. That's another platform, I think. But look, what's that? What's that? Is that... That's a platform there. See, it is not always possible to tell what's in the air and what's on the surface. It's sometimes difficult to tell exactly what's going on. I mean, you might think that's a UFO if you know better, and it's a weird straight dumbbell-shaped UFO moving around on the screen. It's not. It's clearly some kind of platform there, like an oil rig or something. What am I looking for now? Where's the aliens? Right, that doesn't seem to show us very much. It's another one. All right. You see, without context, it's sometimes these don't actually look very interesting without some kind of context and some kind of with more information. And that is something there. See, I thought, was that an alien? That's a boat. It's clearly some kind of boat. Yeah, it's a... I think that might be a submarine. It might be the same submarine, actually. Is it a submarine? It's not a very good clear image, unfortunately. But it could be that these strange things have come back to harass the submarine again. Yeah. This is a long one, but what am I looking for here? Right, here's a boat. There we are. There's a boat or ship of some kind, and looking for some kind of object near the boat. Something I'm looking for. Are there aliens here? If so, again, it looks like Ocean Infinity, that boat. That boat, it looks like that ship there looks like Ocean Infinity that was looking for the. There you are, something flew past, you see? That looks like Ocean Infinity, the boat, the ship that was sent to search for MH370. Oh, was it not Armada 6301 or whatever it was called? That's strange. Okay, what's this one? Okay, we've got quite a detailed landscape scene here. So I'm going to leave this to play for a while. I take another break. I will see you shortly. Well, this. Yeah, so this is there we are, see? Yeah, I see it. Very, again, it's like the white spheres are getting so common, aren't they? There's no way of knowing exactly where this is. You see, it's difficult to know exactly. Again, these flat top buildings suggest somewhere in the Middle East. Yeah. And I got this one. It's clouds. These are clouds passing. Okay. Nothing. I can't see what's in that one. Again, if I had more time, I'd study them more closely. Oh, this is very clear. This is a very, very clear image here. These looks like antennas, some kind. There. See, are these antenna? It's like some kind of a signal station or something. And you can see it there. Black object. Whoa, that's it's that you see structure on that. Look at the light glinting off it. You can see the light shining off it. It's reflecting. So it's like a spherical thing. Oh, that's a good one. That is. Look, it's like a little ball bearing, isn't it? It's not like the boogosphere, is it? I don't know if anyone still thinks the boogosphere is real. I know every time I think no, it's all fake, someone will come up and say, "No, Ben, it's not," and this is why. Or is it the Bet sphere taken to the air? But look at you could look at the structure on that. Look at the shine. Look at the. You can see its shape. It's not its color. I mean, this is infrared. Obviously, you can't necessarily tell its color, but look at that. You can see the differences of its reflective differences on its surface. It seems to be wheeling or rotating. I don't know. There was that weird one that appeared at the airport. Do you remember? I think it was here in Britain. That's strange, isn't it? I'm not ignoring you guys in the live chat, by the way. I'm just going to get through all these and I'll come and talk to you in the live chat. It's just that I need to get through all these. Oh. There's another one. Maybe the same one. Not such a good image this time. And here we go. Switch to visual. Okay. That is an artifact on the camera lens, I think. But look, is that it there? Is that just a very small redacted box, or is there like a cube or square object there? Oh no! Look there. See, there's an object there. Look at it. Look at the way it moves. You stop slowing and stopping, then slowing down. I don't know what that is there, that black box. I think that is what they're interested in, not this black thing. This is very like the Go Fast, isn't it? Because look, it's very similar to the Go Fast. It's a very high altitude to a harbour. Again, it's a harbour. So again, there, see, little black thing there. See it? Going in and out of the clouds. Is there more than one of them? Okay. Is that right? What's next? Again, this one keeps flashing like it's like dipping in and out of the wave tops. It's basically skimming the surface. And look, same camera artifact there indicates it's the same camera on the same vehicle, the same platform filming it. Again, it could be because it's the limits of resolution that every so often it just glitches out because of the low resolution. I don't know. I've seen similar videos to this actually, where something just skims along the wave tops. Yeah. Whoa, got him! Yeah. Curiouser and curiouser. All right, now we come on to the audio.
Listen, we read this paragraph in here about these, quotes, coronal discharges.
All right, I'm going to leave the audio for now. I don't think it's worth actually going for the audio. But anyway, we got EA Audits. Hello, EA. How are you? Welcome. And EA says, meanwhile, we've got Penta, 3i Atlas, and the Aerial School, and other compelling cases. Oh, loads. EA, yeah, loads. Absolutely loads. Now, just go back to my notes now. Some of you may remember, but a lot of this kicked off when this weird image was published. It was actually President Trump. He published this. Do you remember this? I've retruthed it just so, not because I approve of it, but it's just this is my Truth Social page here, and this. Now, does anyone really think this is real? It's not. But Trump published this, right, of him walking beside this alien here. It appears to have bracelets on. I thought it might be handcuffs. And it's not. It's like he's like got these two bracelets in a strange loop here. And there's these various Secret Service guys walking around him. Well, these guys in suits. And there's the military man behind. The thing is, there's no. What's the word? There's no commentary with this. It's just a picture, just like that. You must remember that. That came out. He put that out last Sunday, and I think to myself, what's he doing? DJ says you might need some penicillin for that coronal discharge. Yeah. Oh, very droll, DJ. Very droll. Yeah. But Rendezvous with Rama has come up again. Yes, David, we both read that. Yes. And Nina says, no, but he's trying to tell us something. He is indeed. He's trying to communicate something. It's not really a joke. It's not his sort of humor. He's trying to communicate something serious. And it's funny, this came out like just a week after the original first file release and a week before the second one, more or less. Sort of on the halfway point. Very strange, that. Very strange. So I do wonder why that is. Now, some of you might have heard that Tulsi Gabbard was raided by the CIA. Now, according to that fountain of wisdom called ChatGPT, it says here, no, the CIA did not raid the office of the Director of National Intelligence. The ODNI has issued a public denial about that. The rumor gained significant traction following a Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing. A CIA whistleblower named James Erdman III claimed that the agency had seized records. Right, so he's lying, is he? He's definitely lying. It says here that allegedly the CIA seized roughly 40 boxes of highly sensitive historical records that were being processed for declassification under the presidential directive relating to things mentioned by the task force, John F. Kennedy, Project MK Ultra. Oh dear. So anyway, Olivia Coleman, the press secretary for ODNI, formally refuted the raid, saying it was false. Right, because that was worrying. I mean, if it's, I'm not saying it is false. We don't know if it's false because it could be that that's a cover-up. Because it's worrying though if the CIA, an intelligence agency, is raiding its own government to keep its own secrets when the President of the United States and Congress have formally announced that these things are to be declassified. We're in a serious situation. And as Green Tea says, Tulsi's husband has a very rare cancer. Yeah, that was also on. That was also in the news. Tulsi Gabbard's husband Abraham, an Australian man actually, is actually very ill, and he has an aggressive form of bone cancer. She's quit her job as DNI to become his carer, as spouses do. You know, when if your husband or wife gets sick, usually the other spouse will become a carer. You know, as you do when you love somebody. So that's what she's going to do now. She's going to become his carer. I don't think there's a cover up there. She wouldn't need a reason to resign if it was if that was connected to it. But sometimes I'm surprised that Tulsi has lasted as long as she has, because she stood fast to the original kind of MAGA plan, along with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, whereas Trump himself has completely collapsed. The whole Trump movement has just collapsed, and Trump himself has just become, as I said many times before, has just merged seamlessly back into the establishment. I know many people, including Sweeps, will say he always was that. I don't agree with that, but he certainly is now. So yeah, it's not a comet. No, yeah. Audit says Ben doesn't say it's a comet. If you're talking about Three Eye Atlas, it's not a comet, as I've said several times in several videos. So it seems that I was surprised. So for some reason, Tulsi remained in place, and I always liked Tulsi. She's one of the people actually in the administration I respect the most. I think she's a much better person than her boss, and I've always respected her stance. She tried to talk Trump out of going to war. This stupid thing that Israel was leading, this thing that Israel was goading America into, which was this awful Iran situation. And DJ B2 quite rightly says BB has some really bad compromise on Trump. Perhaps he must do. He must do. That's the only thing I can think about. That's the only reason I can think that he would change so radically. It may be the Epstein files that have been declassified. Unlikely, I think, because Trump's already he's already appeared in those files in a sort of non-suspicious context. But it could be something else. But whatever it is, maybe he's got. Has anyone seen Melania lately? Is he holding her hostage? David said we could rendezvous with Three Eye Atlas. It would be a bit difficult now, considering we haven't even started preparing a mission and it's heading out of the solar system. So then again, you could ask yourself, well, what's happening with this disclosure? I mean, if everything's gone wrong with everything else in the MAGA movement, why should this presidential disclosure movement be any different? Why should it be the real thing? Why should we trust them? And the only thing I can think about is maybe someone else is in control of this situation. It could be that Tulsi Gabbard is now representing the freedom movement in the administration, and that Trump himself is now compromised, and she's leading the alliance against him. I don't know. Either way, Trump didn't fire her, even though like I said, she tried to talk about the thing with Iran. Unlike most of these suited bureaucrats, Tulsi Gabbard understands war better than any of them, because she was a nurse at a field hospital. So she has first-hand experience in a very, very direct, in-your-face way, exactly how terrible war is and exactly what it does to people. That, I think, has inspired her. So it's not something abstract for her, you know. So I wish her luck. I mean, I think, like I said, I do wish her husband all the best. I hope he recovers, and It's awful that her career should end this way, but it has. But I'm not convinced that she wasn't raided. I don't believe the. I don't necessarily believe this. I don't necessarily believe this cover story from the DNI. I should point out that the Lake, if the Lake Huron shoot down was a balloon, why didn't they just say it was a balloon? They said that the Chinese thing was a balloon, and that was actually like a really serious matter. This Chinese spy balloon. It supposedly went over an Air Force base. It went over several Air Force bases, as Green Tea has said. And not is it Green Tea? Yeah, Green Tea has said. And of course, it was electronic. It's for electronic gathering. Now, Alla Paulina Luna has reacted to this, and you think she'd be pleased because this tranche contains the very videos that she wanted to be released. She's been campaigning for these to be declassified from the beginning, and now they are. And she thinks they're very significant. To be honest, they might well be, because I don't personally know. I can't necessarily tell because I'm not trained to examine this kind of footage. I don't have training for that. Oh, excuse me. But I do. Let's have a look. And where is it? I thought it was in my history. It could be that these are more significant or less significant than I think. Luna. But she did react. Now, where is it? Hang on a sec. Oh, here she is. Right. Let's just have a look at her.
Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has been all over this, and she joins us now.
The reaction is interesting.
Congresswoman, your colleague, the great representative from my state of Tennessee, Tim Burchett, he referred to this as a
good old Tim Burchett. Don't you just love him?
State classic. He seemed to insinuate that, yes, these videos are great, but they're not the real thing. They're not what you all have seen.
I see. So they're not the things she saw?
Your take on what we've seen so far, and is there more that we need to see?
I think that there's more that we need to see, but also, too, I think one of the most important things that Congress can do right now is stop working against what the American people want, what the administration wants in transparency, and to pass the UAP Disclosure Act.
Yeah, come on, like 3 years running, they blocked it. The Schumer Amendment. And because the two Mikes and all the people working for the military-industrial complex companies, they blocked it. The Congress people whose campaigns were funded by those companies. And of course, you could become a politician. You could become a congressperson if you want to, or an MP, and they will sponsor you. They will sponsor your campaign to make sure you get all the best publicity so people will vote for you. But then the price you pay, it's a devil's bargain. The price you pay is when they tell you to say certain things and promote certain bills and to reject certain bills, you have to pay up. You do. That's the deal. You pay up by doing what they tell you. They own you.
In addition to put out either temporary immunity or at least waiving people's ability to come forward and bring forward information if they do indeed.
Yeah, I think some kind of truth and reconciliation thing is vital, and to begin with, we need to protect whistleblowers by some kind of, as I said, legal immunity.
Have more regarding if this has been captured technology. Look, if you were to say this without this evidence being out there, people might think that you're crazy. But as you are seeing a lot of the work that we have done behind the scenes to declassify this, as well as President Trump's direction to order the release of these files, could not happen at any other time in U.S. history. Tommy, I just want to put out there that we had been trying so long and hard to release some of this information under the Biden administration, and it was not until President Trump put out the statement saying that he was going to declassify.
Yeah, Biden just said, "Oh, go and ask Obama."
This, that we saw an internal effort, not just from the CIA, but also from the FBI, Department of War, and yes, even ODNI, to actually track down some of this information.
That was an interesting one, wasn't it?
There, I think, is more information coming, but we are really focused on getting whistleblower protections so that we can see if there is any there to some of these now wild statements that some people have made in regards to, crash and retrieve technology.
Exactly, yeah.
Some of the things that you have seen. I know that there aren't enough whistleblower protections, and I know a lot of this is
Okay, we've seen enough of that. Yeah, it's quite something, isn't it? She's basically saying that it's still not enough has been done. Not enough has been done. Something's more going on. Oh, right. This is interesting. Ide, did you see Zoe Hiwas deny he found anything in the Osiris tomb? Bright Insight, who was on Piers Morgan's panel, has found the Harvard paper where Hawas's skeletal remains were found. Yeah, I did see that. There was a video. I think it was, who was it who put the video up about Zoe Hiwas? And I just started watching it, but I didn't have time. Here we are. Someone put a very interesting video up about that. Oh, where is it? But it does exist. Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah. This was a month ago. Where was it? That's more recent than that. Oh, was it? I can't remember. I think it was that young woman, that young lady who does. I've forgotten her name, but there's this young woman, quite attractive, who does. Well, a bit too young for me to think in those terms about her, but you know what I mean. She did she did some kind of video about it. I can't find it now, which is basically all about that. All about that. But he is a liar, isn't he? Yeah. He busted himself, lies so much he forgot what he said. Yeah, that's a problem with being and David says, Howard is a grifter, possibly a racist. Yeah. Florence Hatchie says, Florence Nightingale is buried up the road from me, the lady with the lamp. Not that God will help us. Good luck to all with our future. We need to wake up, KBS, RIP. Yes, somebody please, some medium channel him. I want to know what I want to know what Kev Baker would say. Oh, right. EA's given us the title here. Egypt's Osiris Shafts Mystery. Maybe that's it. Yeah. That might be it, EA. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, this right here you go. Yeah. It's 23 minutes. I can't watch it now, but I will do. I'll watch it. Oh, this is it. No, this is it here. I think this was it in the in-between? No, it was someone else. It was this younger lady. I love the in-between, though. She's great. Carol Ann. She's really good. I love that channel. I've really got into her channel. David says, but if you ask ChatGPT about the super chimps from Rendezvous with Rama, it will flatly deny they're in the novel. Even when showed a primary source, it will continue flatly deny they're there. Yes, we talked about that before, and I don't understand that because it's in the damn book. Yeah, she's great, Caroline. She's this quite old lady. She's got great charisma. She's great. She's fantastic. Right, where was I? Okay. I don't know if it's time to go through the audio. I mean, we don't really. It's now. I've been going for like over 2 hours. The audio is basically from NASA, and it's very interesting because you can just. There's a lot of it there. It goes on for a couple of hours. I don't have time to go through it now, and I mean, and somewhere you get the highlights where they are, but basically it's interviews taken from the early 60s right through to Apollo, where the astronauts are describing things they've experienced, such as seeing lights in front of their eyes when they're trying to sleep and on the spacecraft, which could be to do with radiation. But what's interesting is the Gemini program. This was like the forerunner to Apollo, where they the Americans sent up these craft into orbit during the early 60s, where they experienced all kinds of strange things they describe as fireflies circling the craft. Now, Darcy Weir has made a documentary specifically about that, and he's got hold of primary sources. So he already knows this. He was joking about it, saying, well, I knew that because I'd already interviewed some of the people involved. But now the audio has been released, and I don't have time to go through it now, but it includes like talk about maybe our ChatGPT can sort it out. Hang on, let's have a look. The NASA. Here we go. The NASA audio. in the UAP files released. It'll give me a summary. Good old ChatGPT. You can't beat it. I'll let you see this. Yeah, there we go. The NASA audio is included in the Pentagon UAP file release. Features historic long-sealed recordings of early astronauts describing visual anomalies. 31st December 1969, Apollo 12, Pete Conrad, command module. These sightings, they describe streaks of lights. The scientific explanation. Gemini 7, here we go. This is the stuff that, this is the thing that Darcy was talking about in his film. Let's just have a look. I'll show you the damn movie. Here we go. Because do watch this if you get the chance. It's just a couple of quid on Amazon. It might even be a freebie with ads by now. Do watch this if you haven't seen it. There we go. Here we go. UFOs, NASA's first missions. Just watch this. You get it all over the place now. It's available for, like I say, I think it's a freebie with ads on Amazon now in some countries. It's only a couple of quid. You can rent it for like £2 or something. There we go. That's the one thing to watch. That's the thing to watch. How is everyone going on? Alex Fate? Hey, Alex! I don't believe it. Alex is a mindsetter. Oh my God, Alex, it's great to see you again, mate. How are you? Oh man, there's so much. I love to catch up with you. I'd love to catch up with you, mate. I really would, because yeah, I went to try and find Gareth's grave. I couldn't find it. How are you, mate? Are you all right? Oh, nostalgia. Rumors of my death. Oh, I hadn't heard anything happened to you. Of course, we lost poor Gareth, didn't we? We lost poor Gareth. Oh, nostalgia. We used to do some great shows together with Gareth and Joe and Trevor and the team. Oh, man, I miss that. Well, thanks for joining us, Alex. Hatchies, Piers Morgan, me dog has just crapped his bed. Oh, dear. Ben, you know what Kev Baker would say. Yeah. Well, Kev Baker, bless his heart. He was a bit of a backslapper. But he lacked the arrogance of the backslappers. He was, but he would say, I think it's a psyop. It's a psyop. It's really spacecraft. It's spacecraft, and they're covering them up with UFOs. Oh, but I can't do his voice. No one can do Kev's voice. The Osiris link, if YouTube allows it here. Try it. Oh, right. Try it, mate. Try it. Yeah, good to see you too, Alex. I'm still at it. Yeah, I'm doing Third Rail Radio now, which you're welcome to join in with if you want to. Which is basically a replacement for Third Rail. God, I miss him too. I miss Gareth too. I think good news is I think I know where his grave is, and I'm going back there next year. So I will make more of an effort to try and find his grave. All right. So what's next on my notes? Yeah. All right. I'm getting a bit on the subject of backslappers. I'm getting fed up with Patrick. I mean, I say I still like the guy, I still watch his stuff, but he's just the stuff he's come out with over this. He did a 3.5 hour live stream, which I haven't watched. For goodness me, I mean, he goes on and on and on. We're being gaslit. We're being gaslit with y'all, and I'm like, shh. And he says, birds, it's fucking birds. He doesn't know that it's birds, meaning that the videos show seagulls. He doesn't know that. Look, let's have a look. The stuff he's been coming out with is really, it's just depressing. It's miserable. He's coming out with this. This is his new movie Psionics. I'm going to watch that. It'll be interesting. Eric Burleson drops groundbreaking UFO bombshell. Yeah, all his videos say somebody drops a bombshell. Eric Burleson there's a rumor he was going to speak at Contact in the Desert last year. He didn't. And he says, UAP, UFO, NHI does not mean aliens. Disclosure does not mean what we think it means. The Trump UFO files are a wild goose chase. And he says, birds, fucking birds, UFO disclosure is cooked. And he's replying to Anna Paulina Luna, which is just unfair because we're being gaslit about UFOs. Oh, dearie me. He's gone totally backslapper. He really has. Oh, which is a shame because I met him, of course. He appears in my video that I made for the Last Contact in the Desert. Yeah. Oh dear. So that's Patrick. All right. Ben, do you have access to Find a Grave website that in the UK? A great resource. Yes, we do have that, and indeed, someone actually got hold of the American version of that, and they found. I think I know where Gareth's grave is now. They managed to. They think it is in Los Angeles in a different cemetery. I went to the cemetery which is the one he's most likely to be in because it was closest to where he lived, and the fact that it specializes in cremated remains. So I assumed that would be the cemetery he was in. But as you see, you watch the video where I chart my progress. I couldn't find it. Alex, yeah, sad about Gareth. Short lives we have, yeah, and his was very short. And she says, Ben, we are being gaslit. Well, not the way Patrick thinks. Actually, we're not being gaslit the way he thinks. I suspect, like as Eric Burleson said, there is a backlash against this, and they're going to try and put they are going to try and mix good information with bad. But that's not what Patrick refers to. What Patrick is referring to is that basically the people running the UFO disclosure issue don't even know what real UFOs are, and they're just putting bird images out there by mistake. That's what he's saying. Anyway, what's next? I'm sorry if I missed any of your comments. Obviously, I haven't been able to, I can't just read your comments while I'm doing this, going through the videos and articles. But if you have anything really important, you can always repeat it. But Sweep says here, moving along, really good to be here with a great bunch. Have an early morning, night to you all. Let's do it again sometimes. Absolutely, Sweeps. Thanks for being here. I'm going to finish in a minute, actually, mate. I'm going to finish in a minute. David says, Ben, are you still using a blue screen? You mean green screen? I'm not today. No, as you can see, my hands vanish when I do this. I haven't given up on the green screen, though. I just need to get an extension to make it a bit wider. I haven't given up on it. Yeah. But, guys, I think we'll leave it there. I don't think there's anything else. I think that's everything in my notes covered. We'll just do a double check. Oh, right. The Trepang photos. Yeah, I just want to show you this, right? You're right. I just want to show you these. Now, if anyone, I did an article about these in UFO Truth magazine. Right. If anyone thinks this ain't real, these are from 1971. Just look at these pictures. Right. So these are pictures taken through the periscope of USS Trepang. Now, that could be a Fata Morgana. That's not that interesting. Right. It was on exercise in the North Atlantic. This is a US Navy submarine. Look at that. Look. Now, these apparently are exercise balloons, although no one can actually show. I asked, well, could you show us a picture of these exercise balloons? And no one can. There you go. And there is actually USS Trepang. That's the submarine itself. So this is from 1971. These aren't FLIR images. These are periscope photographs showing anomalous phenomena in the North Atlantic Ocean. Just in case anyone is wondering. And as we said earlier, submarines, again, like the submarine we saw earlier, they seem to get a lot of this sort of thing, the submarines. Hello, Welsh Ripper. How are you? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this very interesting live stream. I'll be back very soon with some more videos. And, well, when Tranche 3 comes out, you can be sure that I'll be covering it, definitely. But thank you very much to Snark says, do you follow Jeffrey Dunn, Land of Chem? Oh, no, I've not. I don't know, but he sounds interesting. Thanks, Hatchy. And Welsh Ripper, EA Audits, Sweeps Foxman, Alex Fate, Green Tea, David Splendid Isolation. Anyone else who's still there? We've still got 35 people watching, which probably means about 150. So thanks to all those 150. Alex K, thank you. DJ B2, I've already said DJ B2. Yeah. And anyone else I've missed out? Thank you very much, all of you, for watching this Panwo TV live stream. I will be back soon with much, much more. Thanks, Ballis. You too. Look after yourself, mate. Nice, Snarnock. Take care, bro. Fight the shadow banners. Definitely EA. Yeah, I they don't fool me. I know there's at least 150 people watching this. I'm 33, my ass. There's more people than that been commenting. Don't give me that crap. It's not going to fool me. So as always, I'll put this on Alt Tech as well. So thank you very much, all of you. Thank you and for watching. Best wishes for UFO disclosure yet to come. Hospital Porters, pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order.